Through the years, the NBA has always featured individuals who personified excellence on the basketball court. To coincide with the celebration of its 50th anniversary, a panel of NBA experts named the 50 greatest players in league history. Here they are, starting with the backcourt and the greatest guards of all time. Throughout NBA history, guards have always had their own unique style and flair, but one of the position's fundamental skills is playmaking, and few have done it any better than John Stockton.
I look at it as a pure point guard as the guy who does what his team needs.
He did it! He did it! John Stockton, a new NBA assist king!
A generation earlier, a brilliant point guard named Lenny Wilkens followed the same philosophy. He was like a coach on the court and went on to become the league's winningest coach ever. Another great floor leader was Nate Tiny Archibald. Always a step ahead of his opponents, he's the only player to lead the league in scoring and assists in the same season.
When it was over, it was like a dream. People say, well, nobody ever did that before, and I don't know if anybody will ever do that again.
The shooting of Bill Sharman helped launch the Celtic dynasty. Back in the 50s, he was known for having the quickest shot and the quickest feet in the league. Sam Jones was another shooting star for the Celtics. The master of the bank shot, he played a key role on 10 of Boston's championship teams. But in 1967, they were dethroned by Hal Greer and the 76ers. Greer, a 10-time All-Star, helped his team become one of the greatest in league history. 1 year later, the Pistons' Dave Bing became the first guard in 20 years to lead the league in scoring. One of the most devastating scorers ever to play guard was George Gervin. He combined a silky smooth jumper with his patented move, the finger roll.
That's what I'm known for, the finger roll. It's kind of nice to have your own shot named after you.
Finger roll, puts it up and in. No one does it better than George Gervin.
While Gervin was known as the Iceman, no one was cooler than Walt Clyde Frazier. He helped lead the Knicks to 2 NBA titles with his clutch shooting and stellar defense.
West across the midcourt, unleashes the Frazier, drives ahead of the field, down the lane, layup is good.
In 1983, another Clyde named Drexler glided onto the scene and became one of the first guards to go soaring above the rim.
Drexler, he's open, he scores! What a show by the Clyde!
One guard who always put on a great show was Earl the Pearl Monroe. He eluded opponents and electrified fans with his whirling shake-and-bake moves.
One of the things I learned early was how to play to the crowd. And it was very important to me because, it just made my juices flow.
But the NBA's original showman was Bob Cousy. He revolutionized the game with slick ball handling and creative playmaking and ran the Celtic fast break to perfection. Maybe the ultimate crowd pleaser was Pistol Pete Maravich. The man with the fancy passes and the floppy socks was just unbelievable.
Best showman of all time. Ooh. I'll probably have to say Pistol Pete.
At 6'1", Isaiah Thomas has been called the game's greatest little man, and he always came up big in the biggest of games, leading the Pistons to 2 straight championships.
I was very creative with the basketball, which enabled me to basically be able to go anywhere on the court that I wanted to go, regardless of people's height.
But Oscar Robertson was the first true big guard. He used his size and versatility to dominate the court and became the only player to average a triple-double for an entire season.
And I didn't really go about to set goals like that, but I was just playing basketball, trying to help my team win.
Shooting his deadly jump shot, Jerry West averaged 27 points during his career, and the man known as Mr. Clutch always delivered.
There's always one guy late in the ball game that seems to end up with a basketball. I was not afraid. That's when I think I had the ability to concentrate best.
2 seconds, 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it. Jerry West made it from the other side of the midcourt stripe.
In the 80s, a new Laker star took the league by storm, Earvin Magic Johnson. The orchestrator of Showtime, he led LA to 5 NBA titles.
I just go out and try to play to win. And if that's magic, I guess that's what I am.
No guard has soared to more spectacular heights than Michael Jordan. Unstoppable on offense and relentless on defense.
I'm a very competitive person.
Into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
Hate to lose. I compete at practically everything, and competition is everything to me.
Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game.
In the 1950s, high-scoring Dolph Schayes made the Syracuse Nationals one of the NBA's top teams. He also played in 706 consecutive games, making him basketball's original Iron Man.
I had the ability to hang in the air.
Pitchin' Paul Arizin was a two-time NBA scoring leader. His jump shot took the game off the ground and changed the way it would be played. Mixing talent with tenacity, Bob Pettit was one of the league's greatest forwards. Over the course of his career, he averaged 26 points and 16 rebounds. But Pettit retired at age 32, saying he could no longer meet his own high standards. Taking the forward position to a new level was Elgin Baylor. An explosive scorer, he also had the ability to float in midair, bringing a totally new dimension to the game.
I just play the only brand of basketball, the type of basketball I knew how.
But looking back today, over 23,000 points and 11 All-Star appearances later, perhaps not even Elgin himself is sure exactly how he did it. The 1960s also brought the arrival of Jerry Lucas, who turned the blue-collar work of rebounding into an art form. In Philadelphia, Billy Cunningham delivered offensive firepower for the 76ers, averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds a game over his illustrious career.
I always felt that, I could run and run and run, and someone told me one time, you will pass out before you injure yourself.
And John Havlicek kept on running for 16 seasons, his tireless play earning him the nickname Hondo. When he was through, he'd scored over 26,000 points and starred on 8 Celtic championship teams.
Greer's putting the ball on a play. He gets it out deep, and Havlicek steals it. Over the sand goes. Havlicek stole the ball. It's all over. It's all over. Johnny Havlicek is...
Entering the 70s, Elvin Hayes ushered in a brand new era for the NBA. A power forward who played with finesse, the Big E was one of the league's most dominant and durable players. When the New York Knicks acquired Dave DeBusschere, they found the missing ingredient that produced 2 NBA titles. One of the game's standout defensive forwards, DeBusschere controlled the boards and was also a clutch player on offense for those Knick teams.
When I was out there, I was in another world. I was totally immersed in that world. All of my focus was there.
Rick Barry brought a world of skills to the forward position. During a brilliant 14-year career, he excelled in every phase of the game, once even leading the league in steals. But above all, he was an offensive machine, and he is the only player to have ever led the NCAA, the ABA, and the NBA in scoring. With an improvisational style all his own, Julius Erving was simply the doctor. He stretched the game's creative limits and seemingly defied the laws of gravity on his way to becoming the 3rd leading scorer in basketball history.
I really considered those routine plays, although I know they were beyond the boundaries that one would call fundamental.
The evolutionary trail of forwards continued with Boston's Kevin McHale, whose twisting, contortionist moves in the low post completely frustrated his opponents.
He used his worm move.
There was the sleek yet powerful quickness of the Lakers' James Worthy, so often found at the finishing end of a Showtime fast break.
Inside to Worthy, he's there to score.
The emphatic deliveries of the mailman, Utah's Karl Malone.
Strong move by the mailman.
The dynamic athleticism and versatility of Chicago's Scottie Pippen.
By Scottie Pippen.
And the irresistible force known respectfully as Sir Charles Barkley.
Play by Barkley.
I've always felt that anytime I step on a basketball court, if you give it 100% every day, good things are going to happen.
And now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. What a play by Bird.
They said he couldn't run and couldn't jump, but what became evident about Larry Bird was that he also could not be stopped.
If it comes down to one shot, I want to be the guy to take it.
Bird goes for
3. It is just a 16 by 18 foot area. But in this small space, reputations and legends are made. It has been the domain of many great NBA centers, beginning with the league's original superstar, 6'10" George Mikan. He led the Minneapolis Lakers to 5 championships, earning the nickname Mr. Basketball. 20 years later, another towering center was making a name for himself, a player who seemed virtually impossible to stop.
He presented to me for the first time in my career of basketball a guy that I really need some help to guard.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar used his graceful skyhook to become the league's all-time leading scorer. He left with 6 NBA titles and 6 MVP awards.
The thing that amazed me the most about him was his strength. He was an incredibly strong and powerful performer.
The respect between Bill Walton and Kareem was mutual.
It was a very competitive atmosphere when I played against him. I thought when he was healthy, he was definitely one of the great centers to play the game.
Walton won NBA titles with both the Trailblazers and the Celtics, where he teamed up with another star center, Robert Parrish. With his steady, all-around skills, the Chief helped revive the Boston dynasty in the 80s. He became one more link in the chain of Celtic greats, following in the footsteps of Dave Cowens.
The way I played the game was just play it as hard as I could all the time, no matter who I was playing against.
The man known as Big Red played a blue-collar style. His toughness and hustle made him a favorite of Boston fans. But some of his fiercest battles came against another bruising center, Wes Unseld.
My style of play and his style of play, I think, were somewhat compatible in that for 48 minutes, you and I were going to knock heads. If you had something weak about you, I was going to exploit it and make it weaker.
Here comes Willis, and the crowd is going wild.
In one of the league's most dramatic moments, Willis Reed limped onto the court for Game 7 of the 1970 Finals. Inspired by their captain, the Knicks won the title. And throughout his career, Reed left a legacy of courage and determination. Joining Reed among the league's greatest centers is Nate Thurmond. His trademarks were his outstanding defense and rugged rebounding. And just as he was leaving the scene in 1977, a new star was arriving. His name, Moses Malone. His relentless work ethic helped make him a 3-time MVP, and in 1983, he won a championship with the Sixers. But Moses would pass the torch to the next group of dominant centers, 4 young stars who would stake their own claim to greatness. Patrick Ewing and Akeem Olajuwon each made his team a championship contender. And in winning back-to-back titles, Akeem also won the admiration of his opponents.
If I was to be compared to any center now, I would love to be compared to Akeem.
Shaquille O'Neal arrived with devastating force and an awesome combination of size, strength, and agility. In San Antonio, David Robinson brought a variety of skills rarely seen in a big man. The centers of the 90s seemed ready to conquer the world, a feeling echoed many years earlier by a brash young star.
In the long run, I'll be able to handle myself man-to-man with almost anyone in the league.
Wilt could always back up his words, scoring 100 points in a game and rewriting the NBA record books. He was the league's most dominant offensive force. But the ultimate test came whenever he faced the game's greatest defender, Bill Russell.
You have no idea how physically imposing he was. But I never considered it a threat. It was just a challenge.
Russell left an indelible mark on the game, and he built his reputation on defense. He was the master of the blocked shot, a ferocious rebounder, and he triggered the famed Celtic fast break. But most of all, he was a winner, leading Boston to an astounding 11 NBA titles in 13 years.